He could have really killed the lad. It was a disgraceful act by the player. He should be banned for a long, long time.
Evening, Shaggers. Right. Welcome to another Fantasy Football Cup preview. It's been a long time, it seems, since the last round of the Cup. I'm sure that's playing on a few people's minds. But yeah, we've come around. We're game week 8 next. We've got some big fixtures. I've picked out 3 fixtures today, and I've been lucky enough to catch up with a couple of those managers this week. So we'll be hearing from them today. So I hope you enjoy this, and let's go. So I mean, the first real game that stands out for me is in Group B, where we see Ben Garish currently in 14th against James Tuffy. Currently top of the table, the runaway leader so far, 66 points ahead of Ben. So that's roughly about nine points a week he's been tucking away against Ben. And within the group itself, I mean, James is 58 points ahead on points difference, so already he's opened a huge gap between him and Ben, but you know, anything can happen. So yeah, without further ado, let's hear from the 2 managers. So first we're going to hear from Tuffy. So Tuffy, what are your thoughts ahead of this week? What are your thoughts again about who's performing, and what are your thoughts on your opponent this week?
Hi Tom. Firstly, I'd like to thank yourself and Matt for doing such a great job with Fantasy Football Cup this year. It's been phenomenal once again. But talking about more pressing matters and the Cup week ahead, it's a very, very big Cup week for me. I could make it 3 wins out of 3 and be on the verge of qualifying for the knockouts. So, yeah, big week. Moving on to players who I think are going to perform. Obviously, you have the likes of Aguero, Kane, Hazard. They always put a good shift in. But as long as my boys give me 100%, I can't really ask for anything else. I've had a quick look at Ben's team, and I don't think we have anything to fear. You know, his league position is doing him justice at the moment. So on that note, top of the league versus 14th in the league, home win. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, thanks for that, James. Some great insight there. Again, thanks for your time. Look forward to seeing you. All the best for the game week. And now we're going to head over to your opponent, Ben, who's going to give us a shout about how his season's been so far, who he thinks is going to perform. So yeah, Ben, over to you.
Here he is, the FF guru. Tom, thank you very much for the introduction. Up the Toffees. Start of the season been very, very difficult this year. Top 6, doing very, very well. Gambler's luck, maybe. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. Salah's yet to start banging. Hazard, great form. It's Hazard v Salah at the moment. I look at Tuffy's team and I think, yes, it's okay, but it will slowly fade away and disappear, a little bit like his hairline. Sorry, Tuffs. This week, difficult fixtures. It's Salah versus Hazard with me and Tuffs. We'll see how it goes. I was initially very worried when I heard Coley say Tuffy in my group. Looked on the website, realised it was James, not Kev, so it was okay. As Miller always says, cream always rises, so good luck to everyone in the Cup this week. Hopefully Miller doesn't get knocked out. Here we go. Up the Reds. One love, MUFC.
Oh, Ben, some fighting talk there, mate. Some fighting talk there. Let's hope you're not all talking no trousers, because that would be very embarrassing. Okay. So moving on to Group D. Next fixture I've picked out. 2 absolutely stellar young men. We've got Hugh travelling to Glenn. Now, they've both won one. Hugh's lost one, Glenn's drawn one. Hugh's currently second in the cash cow, 475 points, 82 points overall ahead of Glenn in the league. But Glenn's actually ahead of him in the cup, so it just shows you that league form doesn't always translate into the cup. I mean, just looking at Hugh's side, Hugh has got Aguero, Vardy, Salah, Hazard and Patricio as his star performers, whereas Glenn's got Lacazette, Aguero, Willian, Salah, Lucas and De Gea. So really, we've got a couple of key battles there. We've got Willian and Hazard. We've got Lacazette against Vardy. So some really, really key battles this week, particularly Vardy home to Everton, Lacazette away at Fulham. So anything could happen there. And Glenn's, I don't know what Glenn's thinking. He's got David De Gea in goal, and we all know at the minute United are absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. I think Jose's one cabbage away from the sack at the minute, so let's keep an eye on that. I think even Newcastle have got a chance going to Old Trafford this weekend. I really, really do. So yeah, I think that will be a close game. I think if you look at league form, Hughes should edge this one. Sorry, Glenn. But yeah, I think that will go ahead. And elsewhere in the group, we've got Aaron, currently sitting on 4 points, so joint top with Glenn, against Nick, who's currently on 0 points. So realistically, by the end of the weekend, that group could be looking very, very close indeed. Moving on to Group H, I've picked out Ash versus Hayden here. I mean, these two are thicker than thieves when you put them together, but ultimately today they need to put their differences aside and just really concentrate on both getting a win. I mean, if love is all about giving, then Ash is truly, madly, deeply head over heels in love with the cup, because he's just giving everyone points left, right and centre. Yet to pick up a win. Bottom two in the group, it really is. This could be the last game week for one of them. Potentially Ash yet to register a win. He's one of the few sides, but there's only 7 points between them. In the league, Ash in 28th, Hayden 33rd. So, let's watch this space, see what happens in their teams. You've got Hayden with Aguero, Aubameyang, Salah, Lucas, Trippier. He's got Cech injured though, so Hayden might be making a goalkeeper change this week, or even playing a sub goalie. Who knows? Whereas Ash has got Aguero, Salah, Mane, Lucas, Alonso, Shaw, and Edison. So oddly, for someone that gives United and City so much stick, he's got a couple of their players in there. So he doesn't always follow up with his actions, does Ash? But I think it'll be a good game. I think Ash, we're putting a lot more thought into this. He's already started to mind games on Hayden. I don't think Hayden will be that bothered, to be honest. It takes him up 20 minutes to type a sentence in WhatsApp, so I think that's the least of his concerns, what Ash is saying. So yeah, moving on to game week 8. We got some big games. Saturday we got Spurs against Cardiff. Now Spurs had a really tough time of it midweek. They're losing players to injuries left, right and centre. I think they're really paying the price for not strengthening in the summer against Cardiff, who, let's face it, they're absolutely tat, aren't they? Really. So yeah, I think it'll be disappointing, like 1-0 Spurs, something like that. So again, on Saturday we've got Manchester United against Newcastle, which is pretty much a mid-table clash. If Jose wasn't involved, I don't think many people would be paying much interest to it, if I'm honest. Paul's panel saying away win there for Newcastle, and I think I agree with them. I'm backing them to get a result there. And then on Sunday, Sunday, these fixtures are tasty. We've got an all-London clash. We've got Fulham hosting Arsenal. Now, Fulham scoring goals for fun, Arsenal scoring goals for fun. Fulham can't defend, Arsenal can't defend. So I think this one could be anything really. We could be looking at a rugby score there. Then Southampton hosting Chelsea. Chelsea should wipe the floor with Southampton, if I'm honest. And then 4:30. Oh yes, we've got Liverpool against City. A lot of players will have a lot of their team in this game. Realistically, I doubt there'll be very many captains here. So if you're looking for a differential, Liverpool City. Not very often you say that. Liverpool City players could be differential, but there we go. And yeah, I think that's going to be the fixtures that everyone's focusing on, really. Particularly, now, I didn't mention this earlier, but looking at Ben and Tuffy's teams, a lot of their expensive players are identical. So you've got Mane in both teams, Aguero, Trippier, Lucas and Alonso in both teams. So like Ben said, it is pretty much Salah versus Kane in that one. But I think it might be one of the littler players, one of the differentials that pops up with the goods. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? So yeah, thank you for your time. I hope you have a good cup week for those of you involved. And I'll just leave you with one final thought. Shagger, thank you. Good night.